As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Well, I didn't show it before. I feel like I should now. And it seems like it wants me to show the cloth. I don't think I should show something else. But what's different now than it was 5 minutes ago? I'm gonna do it. I'm a little scared, honestly, because I feel like it might still be wrong, but this seems to be what they're telling me to do. Oh god. This just feels bad. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. No need. We've already done it. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. Yeah, I guess. You mean... It could not have been forged. It must be a... Well, that's... No. But... Yeah. It's weird how it's there at all. Like, I don't know why it would really be left there. I guess that's just how leather is. I don't know. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Wright had all the time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Yeah. Whoever the fingerprints belong to must... I hope I didn't fuck up. I mean... We're good, right? He's not, like, sweating. He seems confident. I'll tell you. It should be okay. Okay, I don't know why it's okay now, but it is. The person whom these I guess he figured something else out. I guess I'll tell the truth. He said it should be okay, so... Here you go. Oh my god. Emma? Emma Skye? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma, but why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, you're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. You still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. Phoenix, you wanna chime in with whatever you're trying to get at? I didn't fuck up, right? Miss Skye. You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. She didn't. Okay, good. We're fine? Okay, we're good. Oh, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Huh, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy! What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? No. Before I do that, well, you're not gonna do that. There's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Skye, wasn't it? Nah, I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. Okay. Sure. If you say so, man. I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves, even when I have no idea what he's talking about, it's still very satisfying to start getting the upper hand and realize that I'm getting close. Who the real killer is. I'll figure it out sometime. This piece of cloth, like I said, it is weird that the handprint is visible after 2 years. So I don't know if that's it or it's something else. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Well? That's an amazing question, Mr. Wright. Well, you see, it's quite simple. If I do say so myself, the piece of evidence that it contradicts the cloth. Well, I mean, that's, well, hold on. What was this rubber glove from? This glove was used to keep open Goodman's locker, but what was its purpose in SL9? Did we ever find that out? Because it's from SL9. Is it that? There's the jar again. I don't think it contradicts the cloth, but I don't know. The cloth itself and pictures. Let me look at the files. I don't think there's a point in this. I don't think that... I'm sure that's just me forgetting the details about the glove. I don't think that's actually anything relevant. Yeah, all those guys. Jason Knight, and it was a suit of armor. That's the connection. I see. Edith Kirby. It's a Nintendo thing. This is on the DS. I get it now. Bates, Psycho. I get it. I get where we're going. Absolutely nowhere. Yeah, that's not relevant. Autopsy. No. This. I don't think so. Hold on. How long is that sword? Yeah, I guess it might not really be going all the way through them. And there's the evidence list. Can we ever, like, check and see all the things that are listed? No, we can only see the back. And there's this picture. Well, there's blood on his shirt underneath the vest, implying that it couldn't have been cut out beforehand. That doesn't make any sense. But it should have had blood on it too then, if it's even underneath. But it doesn't. So is that it? I'm gonna go with that. It makes more sense than the rubber glove. What exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Hey, dip, there you go! Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. But that piece of cloth... It doesn't have any blood. It's a fake. Or something. Also, yeah, it's like a square. The piece cut out from his vest didn't look square. Unless that's just a part of it, but I don't know. Or maybe that's irrelevant and just me being too picky. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. So she did shove him, but not onto the sword. Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword. So he was never at all. We're changing the story every 2 seconds. So he was not at all. So it was the trophy that killed him. Maybe. Maybe. This is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and okay, so he fucking mother of God. So he was impaled on the sword. Just not by Emma. Make up your damn mind. So, officially, it was the sword on the armor. For good, right? Yes? Okay. I'll choose to believe that. Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on... So that's... Yes, so I was right. It was him. He framed her. He wrote that. It's all him. It's all Gant. She pushed him, but that didn't impale him. It knocked him out. Gant killed him. I don't know why. He framed her. Framed Joe Dark, too. I didn't technically frame her, but he made it so that he could frame her to keep Lana under control. This dude's a fucking manipulative mastermind piece of shit. Like, this guy's fucking crazy. More so than Von Karma. So yeah, it's kind of cool to be taking him down at the end of the game. That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. I'll take that, you cockface. No! It's finished. What do you want? I knew it wasn't finished. Oh my god! He's droopy. Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me. He's back and forth between happy and sad. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. How about shut up? Order, order. What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Raji? Earlier, all right over here concealed that piece of cloth. Yeah, I remember. It was not long ago. Yeah. I don't have any... Yeah. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Who? Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Huh? Well, Mr. Wright? It seems, at last. The time for me to reveal my plan. You've had a plan? Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? Well, I mean, I don't know if I can really hide that. They're kind of convinced that I did, and I clearly did. But I don't think admitting to it is a good idea. He said he had a plan, so, like, I don't know. I don't think I should admit to it and be wrong and fuck everything over. If I say I did not, I would probably get another chance if it's wrong. If I say I did, that might just be a really bad thing that happens. So I'll say I did not. I don't think his plan could actually be that crazy where he could somehow admit that it's illegal and then somehow have some plan that still works. What? No. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? Is it 'cause Gumshoe was with me? I mean, he didn't have, like, a warrant or anything. It's that I couldn't. Okay. So... There are certain... So it has nothing to do with the way it was found, just the fact that I hid it. There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. Oh, are we gonna access the fucking rules of evidence law? Don't listen to his lies. He's getting desperate. Look at him. He's nothing but a coward. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let us settle this once and for all. So we've got him. We just have to prove that the way we got him is legal. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, so it's nothing to do with how we found it anymore, it's just the fact that we didn't present it. So Phoenix said that he couldn't present it earlier. Why is that? Because I was confused the whole time when he's like, I can't present it, but now is the right time. What actually changed? Does it have to do with the evidence law? Is it true that books are useful and that reading is power? Reading Rainbow, take a look, it's in a book? And that pictures are not all that is to life, and that books are important for the youths? Phoenix Wright, you've taught me a valuable message. Books are good. Take that to the grave with you, everybody. Remember it. Because I think, in no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department, and unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial. Can I present this and pass that off as that was what I was doing? Can I just say that I was just abiding by the rulebook, even though I totally wasn't? I'm pretty sure that's what I'm supposed to do. What do you know, kids? That is the biggest twist of all time. That is the big message to take away from Phoenix Wright. Read books. Read evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. Unless that was what he was thinking all along, in which case, good on you, buddy. You are a smart man. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. But why was it not relevant then, but was relevant like 2 minutes later? No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not approve. I did not have approval. It's so weird how Gant refused to testify, but then him coming in and going back on that is what screwed him over, because he's the one who ended up saying that it was in his safe and proving that, and that's what led to him being defeated. Him being an idiot. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? Okay, so that picture was what was presented between the two cloth choices. I couldn't remember exactly. So yeah. After that picture was shown, that's when we knew for sure that it was from his vest. So before then, as far as you guys know, we couldn't have proved its relevancy. No, he's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. So, there's no giant conspiracy involving Neil Marshall. Like I thought, we're done with that, it's just Damon Gant. But why did he kill him? Did he really kill him just to get Lana in the prosecutor's office? What a pile of shit. I thought there would have been something more to it, but he actually killed him just for that reason. What a horrible piece of shit. Wow, that's really terrible. And now he killed Bruce Goodman. Damn. Would have been crazy if Neil Marshall was in some kind of crazy conspiracy, but that just shows how evil Gant is. So I guess Joe Dark really did do the other killings, the first 5 probably. Even though those killings were like a Family Guy skit, that he did do them. That's what when I was saying before that they were like some kind of comedy show, I could think of it as like a Family Guy joke. Imagine those killings on Family Guy, it totally makes sense. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, There you did, you sealed your own fate, buddy. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Just like Von Karma, leading to your own downfall, with him bringing up the whole case again when he didn't need to, and you doing all that shit when you didn't need to. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest, I don't know why I can't read, but yeah, he from the police department personally approved it, which also fulfills rule number 1, is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you.